Hello once again, individuals, and welcome to another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. My name is Flobbert, my microphone's name is Sam, and I made this cute little tiny bagel rabbit, but that's not the point of this video. This video is showcasing a wonderful little craft which I have built, which is a little bit finicky, but nonetheless is very cute. It's called the Guppy. It is capable of carrying a small payload in this payload bay up here, all the way to orbit and back. It is a single stage to orbit craft and a very cute one to boot. It almost looks like a little mini shuttle. So it is time to get this thing off the ground. I'm going to go ahead, turn on the SAS, throttle up, and press that spacebar. This thing takes off at only about 90 meters per second in spite of its somewhat stubby profile. So when this thing gets into the air, which it is now, I can just go ahead and cut the video to when I am a little bit further along in the flight, because this thing does take a little while to get to orbit, and I do not want you guys to just be sitting here all day. So, see you in a couple of minutes. Alright, I've been ascending at about 45 degrees of angle, and now it is time for me to go ahead and flatten out by going to only about 10 or 15 degrees of angle. I'm actually going to gradually lower this as I continue going, because I want to pick up as much speed as possible with these jets before activating the 3 rocket engines that are in the back. Well, now that my intake air is beginning to run a little bit low, I am going to go ahead and just make sure that I have my fingers on the throttle, and I'm taking a close look at the yaw meter over there in the lower left corner, because every once in a while it begins to move a little bit to one side or another. And once it does that, you just need to go ahead and throttle down a little bit. Unfortunately, this thing is prone to asymmetric flameouts, but if you do a careful job and just go ahead and throttle down a little bit more and a little bit more every time that thing begins to get over to the side, then everything will be all right and you can breathe easily and sleep at night and everything. At this point, I'm also going to go ahead and activate the 3 rocket engines that are in the back. And now I'm near apoapsis. I'm actually targeting a previous version of this craft that was slightly less successful. That's why you can see all of the intersect nodes and all of that digital wizardry. Even though that we probably won't get to say hello to it up close, it's still kind of cool that I have 2 of these things in orbit at the same time. And lo and behold, we have our periapsis, and it is high enough that we are in a safe and steady orbit. Well, it is morning. We have made it through the night on this little craft, and we're still going around the world. So that's good news. I'm going to go ahead and release my payload now that we are in the daytime. I'm going to go ahead and open the cargo bay doors, Hal. And then after I do so, I will go ahead and release this little satellite. So here we go, releasing the satellite in 3, 2, 1, and it's off. What a cute little deployment. It did kind of move off to the side a little bit, but it has been successfully deployed, and now that it is in orbit, I can go ahead and extend that little communications antenna so that it can have good communications back with the folks on planet Kerbin. And now that we have delivered this payload, it is time to close the cargo bay doors and begin to head home. Well, after a great many quick saves, I kind of got a little bit close to the Kerbal Space Center anyway. So as you can see, I am just going ahead now. I have the gear down. You can barely see my shadow. I'm not even sure if you can. It's just a couple of pixels. And it is now time to get ready for a landing. This is not going to be a very pleasant landing, but it will be a landing nonetheless. Unfortunately, this needs some pretty dang flat ground to make a good landing because of the fact that it is so chubby and those wheels are so far down, and so as a result the center of gravity is all out of whack and everything like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this thing's wonderful gliding capability to get my speed as low as possible, I'm going to do a little bit of a flare as I come down. There's my shadow. Hopefully I can land this thing safely and with minimal... Yeah, there we go. That wasn't bad at all. Well, as I coast to a stop, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this craft. I will provide a .craft file in the description. Have a wonderful day. Like, favorite, subscribe, and share, please. And I will see you next time with another episode of the Kerbal Space Program. Peace.